All right, welcome into this edition of Road Trippin with RJ and Channing. I'm your host, Allie Clifton. What series didn't we talk about yesterday? Let's see. How about Memphis Lakers? You've got Knicks Cavs. We got
Knicks Cavs.
Celtics Hawks, and you got Miami Milwaukee.
We're not talking about Celtics Hawks.
All right, you want to go Knicks Cavs? You want to go Knicks Cavs?
Oh, yeah.
How are we feeling about this one?
Love it. I love it from the standpoint of I love what the Knicks did in game one. They were the physical. They were the veteran team. Brunson had just come off a conference finals. He's playing against a point guard in Darius Garland who's never been in the postseason, and he did what he was supposed to do, cooked his ass, right? And you go and look at Julius Randle, who's been in the postseason. What did he do to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen? Cooked their ass. They were, and when I say this, is not that it wasn't competitive. It's just that you could see their experience of the intensity going up. And for the Cavs team to be the number one defense and all this other stuff and to get out rebounded like 51-37 with that size that you got killed on the glass. And so the best thing about game two is you got to find out about the Cavs, not the Knicks. Because the Knicks were going to do what the Knicks are going to do. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be physical. They're going to hit the glass because they're not great shooters. So they hit the glass. And the Cavs, they ate that shit. They was like, oh, okay, we adjust. And it goes up another level. So all of these guys that had that, tough game one, imagine what, like, I saw Luke Walton last night, and he was like, boy, the Garden is going to be lit. It's like, if you have it like a playoff game in the Garden, oh, it's going to be so much fun, and this Knicks team is good. So I'm just saying that the Cavs answered the call in game two. They answered the call, and I think Darius Garland's going to have to be more of a score first because he's one of the few guys that can shoot. Yeah, over the course of the season, bro, get everyone involved. Next time, like, remember what Kobe told Shaq, you want the ball, fucking go get it off the rim. So Darius has got to score. Not the 30, but he's got to be a score-first guy and bring that attention, and then it'll make it easy. Because he's normally a distribute, play the game. You got to be ultra aggressive if you're Darius Garland. It can't be Donovan Mitchell fucking counted on for 30 to 40 every night. You got to – last game he had a night off, and Darius took it. And he's got to give him one or two more of those in this postseason. Because if they both balling, they can't be beat.
You guys know me. I'm even more biased as a Cavs fan. I grew up a Cavs fan, so I am not even trying to hide it. Do you think that...
But you're from Indiana.
Going in, that is a lie. Do you think that the Cavs will be able to handle the Garden here in the postseason?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
All they got to do is win one.
You act like that's easy.
You got to steal one back.
No, but it is. It is. If you're a Cavs fan, this is what you're thinking. Okay. Our guys are probably going to struggle with the intensity in game three. If they handle the intensity that first game, it's trouble for the Knicks. But if you're a Cavs fan, you're like, okay, let's say we lose game one. Our guys are a little rattled, right? Just the Garden, the intensity, whatever, the energy. And so, okay, but then game two, same way we answered the call like we did. We're used to this environment. Now we go back to Cleveland. You got to win that game, must-win game, blah, 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 game five winners, whatever. Then game six, you go back and your guys have experienced the Garden 2 times. They've experienced it. It's not as much looking around and energy. It's just like it's one of those things where it's like that would be the formula. Okay, if we split up there on this first two, now we're in a perfect position and it's laid out for us to do everything that we need. So I think the pressure is still on the Knicks. The Knicks got to go. They got to try and go win 2, and I think they can. But they are physical, and when that doesn't work, they get more physical. And when that doesn't work, they get more physical. They ain't got a lot of tricks in their bag, but they're very good at what they do.
I think the thing is funny is that Donovan Mitchell scores 40 and they lose. He, as a player he is, goes, okay, for us to win, I need to be more the facilitator when I get double teamed. So then you look at all his assists he had. What's wrong, Lenny?
You turned it on.
Sorry, come here. Good Lord, girl.
I want to play right here.
No, you can't play right here. Get out of here. I'm working. Shut the door.
Yeah, beat it, kid.
I'm going to play right here.
I started saying that to Phoenix. I started saying that to Phoenix, right? Like beat it, kid, right? And then he started saying it to other kids. So
he told his teacher.
No, he didn't tell his teacher. Phoenix. So my youngest is hyper intelligent from the stand. Like Like Richard is very like emotionally intelligent. Phoenix is very like energy intelligent. Like he knows who he tries to push those limits. I don't know where he got that from, but he's very like I had to stop saying the sarcastic stuff to him because he just like he walked upstairs with a straight face and there was like 6 kids playing downstairs and he was like, "Hey, Daddy, somebody broke the championship trophy. Not the championship trophy. You know the big like champagne bottle we got with the Cavs thing on it, that
Yeah.
really big one." He's like, "Daddy, they were down there playing, and there was like a bunch of kids." So I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I told them not to play with it. They were," and I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, "Well, I want to." There's 6 kids down there, and it's a ton of glass. I don't want to. So I get up, and he's like, "Ah, I got you," and I'm like, "What the fuck, bro? What like?" I was like, I don't like, yeah, you got me, dude. Beat it, kid. Like,
Beat it, kid.
Beat it, kid. Like, that's the shit. I'm sitting there watching the game, and there's like, oh, we sent the kids downstairs to go watch a movie, and he walks up by himself just to fuck with me and say, "Hey, Dad, they broke your championship and he's 6, and I'm like, what? What do you? And I was like, is everyone like? And so I get up, and he's like, I'm just messing with you. It's like.
That's funny.
Wait, I'm gonna get back on my casting in a second. Richard, are you growing out your playoff beard too?
No,
are you gonna grow out a playoff beard?
No. Game is in. I have to leave here in 2 hours. That I'll shave, get dressed, suited and booted, bitches.
Richard, that was Channing's cue to you to ask him about his playoff beard. He's been growing it out.
What? Where?
2 weeks, dog. You see right here. Look. I got a lot of neck here. It's all there. You see it? It just grows really light.
Don't you call that peach fuzz?
Yeah. That beard looks
this is 2 weeks.
That beard looks like the girl from Amazon, that Amazon commercial.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. No. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying that's how thin it is.
No, I'm making fun of Channing. I thought that was a great description.
That's how fucking thin it is. In that commercial, which commercial is more confusing? Like which commercial do you find more interesting? That one or the horror movie that they keep playing while my kids are watching basketball games? The horror movie.
Oh, I can't wait to see that movie on Friday.
It looks like a great movie. It looks like a great movie. It looks like it's a great movie.
Cannot wait.
It's super.
It says rated R.
Yeah, you guys are showing a rated R. Like my kids are having nightmares watching a 2:30 in the afternoon basketball game.
Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
about somebody's mother.
Yes,
it's a learning lesson.
Where are the kids? And you're like, what the fuck, guys? Like I'm just. Like
use it as a learning lesson. It's a movie. Your children are also coming up the stairs and lying to you about something that's happening in the basement, just to get your ass off the couch.
And then the Amazon commercial, my kids are just like, the Amazon commercial is great, and I'm like, well, no, son, it's just about embracing your uniqueness. That's what that commercial is about. Trying, and there's like, why is she dancing and no one else can hear the music? I'm like, buddy, because she. Just beat it, kid. Just like, I'm not going to explain. Just, like the only thing that they see is that she's dancing by herself and no one else can hear it. And I was like, I don't know, son. I don't know. We gotta talk to him.
To be fair to your children, though, I actually had the same thoughts for a couple times that I saw the episode. She's like, this is unique. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you do you, boo. But back to Cavs. I thought Evan Mobley responded well. I thought. Well, okay, what the fuck was Julius Randle doing in down 23? Like, play dumb games, you're going to win dumb prizes.
Do not. I was disappointed.
Stop it.
I was disappointed to hear him say anything about that play by Jared Allen. I was disappointed. Because I respect Julius Randle and how, tough he is. This man doesn't miss games. He does do that. But, like, bro, up by 20, why are you going to dunk? 2, up by 20, down by 20, why are you still in the game, right? So he's making a defensive play the way you are. This wasn't like Dillon Brooks. It was a legit block shot from one of the best shot blockers in the league. He's right next to you, and he's like maybe a half step behind, but he's right next to you.
He's 7 foot, moving like a train.
And he's trying to go make a fucking play, because if he gets that block, the arena goes fucking crazy. He did what he was supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do. You landed. You shouldn't have been in the game. That ain't Jared Allen's fault. You saw both coaches took both their players out the game. Right as soon as that play happened, it was like, oh yeah, well, okay, we fucking around.
First of all,
same thing. JB Bickerstaff. The fuck is Jared Allen doing in the game? Fucking with 2 minutes ago, and I know he was probably about to get subbed out, but I think both coaches took a moment, was like, all right,
that was stupid.
That's stupid.
Yeah, we would be up by 20.
Either one of those guys get a sprained ankle, either one of those guys, the series is 100% favorite to the other team.
One thing I love about T. Lue, and this is for people on the bench, if we were getting blown out one game, T. Lue would call that bench by the third quarter and put his bench guys in. Because he would say, like, he'd be like, Richard, do you want to play? Richard's like, fuck yeah, I want to play. I want to get a rhythm. I want to feel this. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, T. Lue is an over communicator, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
We were playing Golden State.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you want to get in? And then, dude, I said, they really my jam. I said, I'll get in, but this ain't me here, right? Like, I'm more of a watercolor painting. This was a realism.
Yeah.
Right? This is a realism.
Yeah.
But Richard was going dumb hard.
I was going, no, but I've talked about that. I've talked about it. It was because Steve Kerr busted us in that 0-1-0-2 series against the Spurs. So I went into that series thinking that, like, hey, the 7th, 8th, 9th men are going to have an impact. So when we were getting blown out by 20 games, I was going dumb hard, as hard as I could. Because I was like, yo, this isn't garbage minutes. This is rhythm minutes. Let's go. And then Kevin gets the concussion. Now, I had been going so hard in these 7-8 minutes of garbage time that for me to transition to a starter was easy. I just had to keep going just as hard as I was going in that garbage time. And if it wasn't for me playing so hard in that garbage time, maybe T. Lue doesn't be like, well, who's going to start instead of Kevin? Oh, shit, Richard's been playing hard as fucking going. So, like, that's the thing, man. Like, T. Lue is an over-communicator, and that is one of the best things that you can have as a coach.
And the best at it. T. Lue uses fewer words to say more than anyone I have ever met.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey, y'all.
What? And then you just know.
Like, oh, we fucked up.
Oh, T. Lue's a dick, too. One time, no lie, it was Indiana, the second round series. Remember, Allie, I was so mad at myself because I made so many mistakes. But
a lot.
Oh, fuck you, bitch. No, it was but like T. Lue said it like before the timeout, like, hey, as soon as we do it, blah, 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 call a timeout or something, don't inbound the ball. Literally 2.5 minutes later, I went in the game. And it was like a short time, and it's like as soon as it happened, like I inbounded the ball. I did something stupid. We did a film session. You remember? It was just that one play. We did a film session. We did a film session after like our Indiana win. We did a film session. We walked in. Hey, this is gonna be quick. Hey guys, what did I say after we did this? And everybody was like, "Boop," and he showed me not do it, and it's like, all right, let's get on the court.
Beat it, kid. Okay, let's go. Speaking of Kevin, the Miami-Milwaukee series, obviously no Tyler Hero. Giannis doesn't play in game 2. It's tied 1-1 heading to Miami, which is where you're heading to as well, Rich. Kevin, game 1.
Ballin'.
I see
Get
you,
on the
friend.
game ball.
Yeah, listen, look, you know.
Do they have a chance?
No.
What?
The Tyler Hero loss for them is worse than the Giannis loss. They would be better off.
For sure.
They would have a better chance if Giannis was playing and Tyler Hero were playing. They would have a slight bit. You lose Tyler Hero to a team that struggles to score and struggles to really like knock down shots at the rate and play at that pace. You lose a 20-point-a-game scorer, right? Like the Bucks got 2 other All-Stars. They got Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. And they're just missing the
Brook
MVP.
Lopez.
And they got the top 3 defensive. They got balance. They're probably the best constructed roster. I would say, yeah, they're the best constructed roster in the league. I think Boston is close. Boston is a very close. Very close. Boston is very close. But I still like the construction of because they got multiple bigs. They got Portis off the bench. That's a matchup problem. You got an elite defensive guard. You got a playmaker in fucking Middleton. Tons of shooting. You can rotate Jay Crowder, fucking Grayson Allen, Connington. You got if one of these motherfuckers, if one is 2 for 2 in the first half and one's 0 for 4, we know who we going with tonight. Not a lot of teams have that fucking expansive fucking menu to go out into a series with.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
To
when
me,
it comes to
Miami
Giannis,
Heat just don't shoot enough. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when it comes to Giannis and all that you guys say about the Bucks, I think it's going to be a matter of, it sounds like a pain tolerance issue. If he's not at 100%, and 100% for where we are in the season, right? Before this injury, does Milwaukee still have that favor and advantage in the East?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in the East? No. But this is where they're in a good beneficial spot. This is where they're in a beneficial spot. Don't play Giannis. If the Bucks win again tonight or win again on Saturday, continue to rest him, bro. Get 100%. We'll take care of this. Now, where this becomes hurtful is now guys that are playing a ton of minutes that aren't accustomed to it and playing a different way. I'm talking about that can wear them down in the long run, right? Yeah. That'll wear them down in the long run. Not short term. Short term, I'm fine. But like second round, if they get Philly, right? Or no, not Philly. Second round, they'll get winner of Knicks Cavs.
Knicks Cavs.
Like that's still a position that I think that that the Bucks can win games without Giannis. So I'm just merely saying get that fucker 100% because you're playing. Now, if you get down in the series, if you're down 2-1, okay, he's got to play in game 4. He's got like whatever you got. But if you're up 2-1, if they go and win, if you go and win 2-1, oh, he's not playing game 4. Yeah. If they're up 3-1, he ain't playing game 5. Right? Like,
and they have a roster to be able to handle that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, against the Miami Heat, for sure.
Okay. Yep.
Against a little apple
juice. They couldn't against Boston. They couldn't do it against Philly. In the first round, you can weather storms with injuries.
I don't know if they could do that versus Cleveland or the Knicks. To me, I think the Knicks are too physical, right? And I think Jalen Brunson and I think Giannis would, instead of going to Series 6, they would sweep the Knicks. I think the Bucks would sweep the Knicks. But I think
Knicks
the
can't
Bucks
shoot.
would
The
have
Knicks can't
trouble.
shoot. The Knicks can't shoot. I don't know. Let me phrase that. They can't shoot at the rate that Milwaukee can. So you're right, Channing. You're right. But that would be one of those ones where, like, okay, he's still not 100%. Let's give him game 1, right?
Yeah,
like let's give him game 1. Okay, we're not gonna go down 0-2. So I'm just more saying that they're in a position where they can keep not playing him to let him get closer to 100%.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, versus they got some monsters coming.
Yeah, like you want him. It's like, bro, if they win the next, let's say he doesn't play on Saturday. If he plays Saturday, I assume he's closer to 100%. Right? If he's playing Saturday, because you're fine. But if they're up 2-1 and like he doesn't play and he's up 2-1, I'm not playing in the next game. If it's tied 2-2, you're gonna play back in Milwaukee. We'll do it there, and then we'll go there and get you ready for a possible Game 7.
All right, let's call a timeout on this episode right now. We're going to talk about our partners over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and you can get some extra skin in the game with Prize Picks. All first-time users that deposit and use the promo code Road Trippin will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. That means if you deposit $100 using our sign-up code Road Trippin, Prize Picks will give you $100. If you sign up with our code and deposit $50, Prize Picks will give you $50. How does it work? Well, you pick between 2 and 6 players and select whether they will score more or less than their Prize Picks projections. You can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. Prize Picks offers projections on any sport that you watch, including NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, UFC, PGA, college football, soccer, WNBA, esports, NASCAR, and much, much more.
All right, let's get into my Prize Picks for Friday night, guys. All right, look, the Cavaliers are heading into MSG to take on the Knicks. You guys know this. The series is tied 1-1, and Donovan Mitchell has been tearing it up for Cleveland. So, Prize Picks is Spiders points total at 29.5 points. And we are picking Donovan Mitchell to score more than that amount in Game 3. Now, don't look at his last game where he only had 17 points. His minutes were down in a blowout. Spiders scored 38 or more 5 of his last 6 games. Again, we're taking him to score more than 29.5 points. For our second pick on Friday night.
Hang on. Channing, do you agree with that?
Hell no!
You don't think he's going to
score?
I
had to look. I said, oh, look, no.
You don't think he's going to score more?
I don't think he gets...
Donovan Mitchell?
No, I think he has 25 or under.
Donovan
I think he has 25 or under. They double team him. They're going to double team him and not let him play.
Okay.
In the Garden, Donovan Mitchell is from New York.
All right.
And wants to go and wants to ball out. They're going to double team him.
He's going to – I'm going more than 29.5. We can start charting this shit of who's right.
Under.
All right.
I like that.
All right. For our second pick on Friday night, we are staying with the Game 3 Knicks and Cavs. We are taking Evan Mobley to grab more than 9.5 rebounds. Mobley has had a double-digit rebounds in the first two games, 11 rebounds in Game 1, 13 rebounds in Game 2. I'm going to look for that to continue. So, again, our picks for Friday night, these are both for Game 3 between Cavaliers and Knicks at Madison Square Garden, are Donovan Mitchell to score more than 29.5 points and Evan Mobley to grab more than 9.5 rebounds.
All right, guys, and before we close this out, I'm going to add one additional. You've got Celtics-Hawks, Celtics with a commanding 2-0 lead heading to Atlanta. I'm going to take Al Horford less than 6.5 rebounds. He's averaging 6.2 on the season. He had 9 in Game 1. He had just 4 in Game 2. I'm going less than 6.5 boards for Al Horford. Though it's fun on this episode for us to banter back and forth. At Prize Picks, you aren't competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available for that day's games. Prize Picks entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. You just saw how easy it was for Rich to make his picks. Prize Picks is safe and offers fast withdrawals. Download Prize Picks today and play daily fantasy sports with the Road Trippin crew. Make sure to use the promo code Road Trippin when you sign up. Calling all of our single road trippers out there, confidence is key when it comes to dating, but if you've struggled to find worthwhile connections, it can be difficult to feel your best when meeting new people. With Talkify, that's spelled Tawkify, you'll feel confident that you're meeting someone special who is picked just for you. Talkify is the country's #1 modern matchmaking service that's designed to help you achieve relationship success. Their trusted compatibility specialists hand-select successful and compelling candidates so you can date consciously and productively. Here's how it works. The Talkify matchmakers meet with you to learn about what you're looking for in a partner. Then they'll select and screen potential match candidates for you, doing background checks, video interviews, and asking the tough questions that are just too awkward for first dates. From there, your matchmaker plans your date instructions and handles all communications for you, creating a safe and stress-free dating experience. Talkify is committed to finding your match. 80% of matched clients met their person within the first 12 matches. And right now, Talkify is offering all Road Trippin listeners 20% off when you become a client at Talkify.com/roadtrippin. That's Tawkify.com/roadtrippin for 20% off when you become a client. So head over to Talkify.com/roadtrippin today. Hey Road Trippers, if you're looking to catch your favorite teams and concerts live and in person, you need to download the Game Time app. Richard Channing and I are always looking for the best prices on game tickets, and we're usually buying them on the day of the event. We don't have to stress if our game or event is starting in a few hours. It's actually the best time to buy thanks to the Game Time app. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater shows near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun you're about to have. We love the added perks of the Game Time app, including flash deals, last-minute tickets, the seating map feature with panoramic views from your desired ticket location, and their lowest price guarantee. That's right, if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit your account 110% of the difference. Once you find the seats you want, you're just 2 taps away from getting tickets sent directly to your phone. It truly is that easy. So snag your next set of tickets without the stress on Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code ROADTRIPPIN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ROADTRIPPIN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, let's shift back to the West. Grizzlies tie the series up at 1-1 without Ja Morant. 10-point win on Wednesday against the Lakers. Dillon Brooks was pretty much the guy that came out of all of this with what he had to say about LeBron. In his face on several occasions, nothing new throughout the course of the game. Called LeBron old after the game, went on to say that he pokes bears. He doesn't respect anyone until they give him 40. Game 3 on Saturday here in LA. What's y'all's take on this series right now? Anthony Davis,
I think
when you talk
ingenious.
about efficiency. Oh, okay.
I think Dillon Brooks is ingenious. If Braun goes out and his mission is to just go get 40, if he would fall for that ploy, right? If Braun went to go get 40, you're not highlighting Anthony Davis. And we all know when Anthony Davis has a good game, they have their best chance of winning. Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell were not at their best last game, right? Braun is old. Motherfucker's 38. That's old. He's been playing basketball 20 years. He is old. Is he amazing? Yes. But if Braun goes and tries to get 40 points just out of spite for Dillon Brooks, he gonna fuck up the Lakers.
He ain't falling for
I
that
know, but
shit.
I'm saying I know that's what I'm saying, but everyone's like, don't fall for that. I would do the same thing if I'm Dillon Brooks. Yeah, score on me all the time. We've seen this before.
What does Dillon Brooks have to lose? They're not supposed to win. Ja is hurt. That Brandon Clark is out. Steven Adams is out. It was very similar to me as the Pat Bev Golden State Clippers series a few years ago, where Pat Bev was guarding Kevin Durant and all the antics and talking all the shit, and like KD was just like, man, that's just Pat Bev. That's just and that's just Dillon Brooks. I don't feed into it. That's Dillon Brooks. That's what he wants to do. Literally, we watch guys like Draymond and we watch Lance Stevenson. We watch guys do this shit, for Dennis Rodman, like Anthony Mason. I can go back years of guys, Rasheed Wallace, just shit starters, Ron Artest, right? Guys that are going to do, you remember when Ron Artest pulled down, was it Paul Pierce's pants, right? Like Lance Stevenson, the antics are always going to be there. So I think Dillon Brooks is doing what he's supposed to do. I don't feed into it. I don't what do you think about LeBron being, is LeBron being disrespected? It's like, bro, this is basketball. He's doing that. He knows they're not supposed to win. So make it about yourself. And look, if he D's up, if he plays well, then good for him. But we know what he's doing. They have zero chance to win. So make it about yourself. You got a chance to, when I say they have zero chance to win the series, in my opinion, without all three of those guys. And if they do win the series, well, then he was fucking right. And then we got to listen to him for the next round.
Hey, I will say this. I was right. Who is the MVP on the Memphis Grizzlies? His name has three of the same letters. Jaren fucking Jackson Jr.
Bitch, that's not a hot take.
Is their MVP. Everyone puts all this thing. John Morant is special. He's not the MVP. He's not the soul of that team.
How can you call him an MVP when the series tied 1-1?
No, I'm saying for the Memphis Grizzlies, to their team, right? When Jaren Jackson Jr. isn't playing, John Morant doesn't play, and they seem to play better. Now, that might be a
better is not the right word. Better is not the right word.
More efficient.
The ball moves more.
I know what the point that you're.
The ball moves more because that's just Tyus Jones's style of basketball.
The ball don't need to move when you got Ja.
True. Okay, but hey, listen.
But there is something to be said when your team is 32-13 when Ja is out and Tyus is in and he leads the league for 5 straight years. Assist to turnover ratio.
Yes, but they will not be contenders without Ja Morant. They would not be the number 2 team in the Western Conference and possibly a number. What were they last year? The 3 seed last year?
Yeah.
3 seed, 2 seed. They are that because of Ja and because of the construction of their team. You take Ja off this, they're still a very, very good team. You take Giannis out. You take Giannis out. The Bucks can still fucking win this series. If you were to take Giannis out of this series and just give this Bucks roster without Giannis has a better roster than the Miami Heat. You got 2 All-Stars and a Defensive Player of the Year and tons of shooting, 6th Man of the Year candidate in Bobby Portis. Their roster without Giannis is still better than the Miami Heat. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to win and dominate them by obviously Jimmy Butler and these guys but they have a better roster.
Yeah.
It don't mean that they would be a championship contender, but they have a better roster.
I watched the game and I wasn't really paying attention to the stats too much. Dennis Schroeder getting hurts a lot, right? Or being somewhat injured or whatever this deal is. Anthony Davis, who are you? Right?
There's so much there's so much attention on him right now defensively. He is balling defensively.
He's balling. The blocks.
Totally.
However, yeah. But the efficiency
you can't win a game
in the scoring with him.
You can't win a game with Bron being your high scorer. Mm-hmm. To me.
Yeah. Is it okay?
To me.
Really quickly, can we ask a
Bron has 30 and they lose. A game before, Bron has not 30 and Anthony Davis leads the team in scoring and they win.
Rui.
So Rui. Somebody.
Can we ask a question?
Yes.
Legitimately, is there anything about Anthony Davis's game that on the offensive end, that you can point to and say you can't stop him? Right? Yeah, because I'm saying let's go down to like Giannis in transition. You can't. You got to build a wall. There's nothing you can do. If you're not, he's going to dunk on you every damn time. There's nothing you can do. If you double team him, he's got shooters around him. You got to build a wall. Like that's what you look at when you think about Giannis. When you think about Embiid, you're like that motherfucker on the block. We got to send a double team every time, and he's going to pick us apart, or he's going to put him on the elbow. Let me just quickly finish. When you look at Bron, when you look at these other players, what part of Anthony Davis's game do you look at and be like, I don't know how we're going to stop this. This is going to be our game plan. If this game plan don't work, we got to go something. So because he's not one of those guys, in my opinion, he has an all-around game. He's huge and athletic and can make plays and can catch lobs and he can do all of these things. But like, is there anything that you look at and you're like, we can't stop this? How do we game plan against this?
Not with Jaren Jackson Jr. guarding him. No.
With any player, in my opinion, in any player in the league.
No, he would fuck up Gobert. He would fuck up Gobert.
The one thing is like as we watch other players too. For example, when AD has his mid-range going, whether it's baseline or I don't think he can be stopped. Now, granted, that's one-on-one, but the one thing I don't think you can ignore is for much, especially the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season, no matter the opponent, AD has drawn double teams almost every time.
Yeah, agreed.
Every time
because
you don't have shooters. You don't have shooters. It's not necessarily he's the best. My point here is
to think that you can't stop Anthony Davis. You're not going to send 2-3 guys at him multiple times if you think you can.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Because one, you don't have shooting. Two, if he is not a big part of the offense, the Lakers go down a whole notch. You can double team the shit out of Embiid, or you can try and double team it, but they pick you apart because they have shooting and they got great players around.
But that's because they think that that's the only way to stop him, correct?
No. That's the way to stop the Lakers. That's not the way to stop Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but I'm answering your question about Anthony Davis. How he can be stopped.
But my point is like if Anthony Davis were to catch the ball 25 times on the mid-range, that's not Giannis in transition. That's not Embiid on the block. That's not Jokic at the free throw line. Jokic at the free throw line, you're like, fuck, what do we do with this fucker? Right? Because he's going to pick you apart. He's got the best footwork, and I will stand by this. He has as good footwork as Hakeem Olajuwon, if not better. If not better. Footwork on the block. As good, if not better, on the block. He's got that, right? Now, like, obviously what Hakeem Olajuwon can do defensively, but what Jokic could spread the floor and shoot threes and the way he passes. But footwork-wise, you get that fucker around the free throw line, you're fucked. Because he can shoot, he can fucking score, he can drop dimes, he gets offensive rebounds, he fucking does all sorts of weird shit. So all I'm saying about Anthony Davis is that I can't point to an aspect of his game that you're like, we can't stop this and we have to game plan against this. Now, if we double team Anthony Davis, the Lakers don't have shooting, and then it keeps Anthony Davis down and it forces other guys to beat us. That's a normal game plan you do against fucking Karl Anthony Towns. Like, make Karl Anthony Towns a passer. He doesn't want to, like.
So you're saying that no one fears Anthony Davis, basically.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when we talk about Anthony Davis being dominant for a playoff run, it's and being the best player for this team, his numbers can still be very good. But I'm talking about from an approach standpoint, there's nothing to point at and say that this is his thing. He's just an all-around player. He's an all-around impact player. But there's not one thing that we can point at and say, this motherfucker, like Bron, you know what Bron is. You knew what Kobe was. You knew what Tim Duncan was. You go down the list. So you know what the fuck Steph is. We don't want Steph to shoot threes. That motherfucker gets off 12 a game. And our entire game plan is trying to stop him from shooting threes.
Allie, can I say this?
I think we need to have a basketball conversation offline. Yes.
No. Here's a basketball thing. Here's a basketball thing.
Why offline? Why this?
Allie.
We're talking to our people.
Yes.
Anthony Davis is exceptional defensively and needs and has shown through history, if he is not showcased, he is not half as effective on either end. So if he is getting the ball and you change his mind into, I'm just a passer and a facilitator, you lower what he's doing, right? So there were guys that would come into games. We would know your sixth man usually is your scorer. Our defender was J.R. Smith. Can J.R. handle him? Absolutely. It had less to do with the defense than his mentality. If he catches the ball and he knows he's going to get double teamed, he's going to either hold the ball and be passive, or he's going to hold the ball or try to make some play to go shoot quick. So you've changed his thinking to I'm playing basketball to I have to now beat two people to get my numbers. So maybe Anthony Davis's bag does not lend itself, neither does his teammates, lend itself to just allow them to play regular basketball. Does that make sense? So I would never, with that shooting, never let Anthony Davis get comfortable whatsoever. Not because I'm afraid of him or I don't respect him, but because I want anybody else to show me. And that's what they said about Rui Hachimura. Hey, wonderful.
We wanted Rui
You did it, do it again. Yeah, you did it, do it again. And he didn't, right? He had a good game.
He did.
But now he had a good game, but not good enough to win. That's what's crazy. So
why is Ali
look
annoyed?
at these things?
That's my question. Why is
No. I'm actually
no.
I'm not annoyed, and I respect the hell out of what you guys are saying. I think I just needed to be on the same page. Basically, you're saying there's not one aspect. Rather, what you said in totality, Anthony Davis is a phenomenal basketball player on all levels, but there's not one part of his game that is going to dominate.
His versatility is what makes him great. His versatility makes him great. Makes him outstanding.
Roles. He does this. He does
not
that.
One thing that you can point to, but like he's
above average at everything.
Very, very good at a lot of things, which not a lot of players are. But there's a couple of players that are great at one thing that makes them that smidge.
I was confused as to why I'd played basketball for 20 years and I could not understand what you guys were saying. Why we were on the same page.
It's me. I thought we explained it.
No, it was great. It was great. But you're talking one single thing, one dimension of his game that is going to.
Yeah.
Well, like KD, where are you double teaming KD? Where are you You have to double team him at half court, or is he just going to score? Right? Yeah. Like Joel Embiid, you double team him. You saw what happened last game. Unless you have two big grown men to double team him, he's going to dunk on you.
And the shitty part for Anthony Davis is this: we have to compare him to the top 10 players in the league because he's that great. So when I'm saying Giannis, when I'm saying Jokic and Embiid and Ja and Steph and Jason Tatum or Kawhi or like when I'm saying KD, when we're saying these names, it's because he's in that class, right? But the thing that his versatility is what makes him in that class. But the thing that we kind of like question here and there is like, well, what is the thing that he's just going to be like, yo? But one night it might be rebounding, one night it might be block shots, one night it might be shooting, one night that's it. That's his game. But it's hard to depend on versatility as your number one guy if you can't point to that thing.
And it is a different night and day situation with Anthony Davis when his versatility is aggressive versus maybe more finesse.
Yes.
So,
how are you going to be aggressive if you know you're going to get double teamed? Like, then you look selfish. All
right. Well, let us know if you thought this conversation was good ass cheeks or bad ass cheeks. That is another edition of Road Tripping.
Squishy cheeks.